Some of the biggest contributors to the Valley over the last year were recognized last night during the Scottsbluff-Gering United Chamber of Commerce's annual banquet at the Gering Civic Center. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, 3 outstanding community members were recognized last night for their efforts to make their region a little bit better place to live. During the annual chamber banquet, Colleen Johnson of the High Plains Hot Air Balloon Company was presented with the Chamber's annual Rising Star Award, given to a member who has been in business for less than 5 years. Next, Susan Wiedemann with Main Street Market was presented with the Visionary Superstar Award, which is given to those in business for 6 or more years. And lastly, a very familiar face was presented with the Chamber's Trailblazer Award. Longtime Terrytown Mayor Kent Greenwalt, who retired just a few months ago, received the award aimed at recognizing someone who has been an outstanding leader in the community.
Well, I was really surprised. I did not expect this at all. And I have enjoyed doing things for this valley. Even though I'm not the mayor, I'm going to continue to do that. It's just kind of in my blood, I guess. My dad was kind of that way, and so I am too.
Greenwalt became Terrytown's first elected mayor back in 2006, and his leadership style was described as working alongside residents to get things done. Well, it was a celebratory Thursday in Torrington as ground was broken on Eastern Wyoming College's new Agriculture Technology Education Center. The event started with a brief program at the CTEC, followed by the groundbreaking ceremony at the EWC North Campus construction site. The ATEC building will be the dedicated home for the college's agriculture programs with a state-of-the-art lab and facilities designed to shape the future of precision agriculture that will also drive workforce and innovation.
Well, the college has, as you heard, for 70 years we've not had a home for our ag program, and it has been incredibly important. We have barns, we have high tunnels, we have all of the things to go with a building, but we have not had designated classrooms and laboratories for the ag program. And so this is a very exciting time for us.
A reception was held in the Smith Commons in the CTEC building immediately following yesterday's ceremony. And the Oktoberfest Revived Committee presented the Legacy of the Plains a $1,500 check from their October celebration. This is the 4th year of the event, and the committee is proud to have the ability to make a donation to the museum. Ken Meyer, the committee chair, reiterates how important the history of our valley is, with the traditional food, dance, and celebrations of the harvest in the fall, and presenting the check to the museum helps keep some of that tradition alive.
This valley was kind of founded on the Germans from Russia with the sugar beet industry, and you know that they brought that to this area, and that's kind of the legacy of of a lot of this area. All we're trying to do is just keep it alive. That's all we're trying to do with it. We're proud of it.
The Oktoberfest Revived Committee has donated a total of $4,500 to the museum over the past 3 years. Well, straight ahead, a gorgeous day across the valley here today, a trend that should continue into at least tomorrow. Bill Boyer's got your weekend weather forecast right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor can do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Arby's 2 for $5 mix and match is here for a limited time. How limited? If I tell you, will you still come right now versus putting it off until oops, the deal is over?
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Beautiful day out there today, and it's going to be a pretty darn tootin' nice night tonight as well. Temps falling into the 20s is all out there. Look at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, already near 40 degrees. We got a pretty nice day coming up tomorrow, although we're going to deal with some breezes compared to today, but maybe even a touch milder than where we were today, and we were pretty nice out there. A weak system comes in Sunday. Will be colder next week, but really hard to find much in the way of precip coming our way over the next several days. Look at these temperatures. Remember just a couple of days ago, these were teens below zero at this time in Watertown, Sioux Falls. They're now above freezing even in Sioux Falls. 42 in Norfolk, 43 in Hastings. Here's where the milder air has been. Right here in our area, we've been on the fortunate side of things, and take a look at temperatures. Still 50 degrees right now in Torrington, 47 in Kimball, 46 in Sydney. Let's take a look at winds here across the region. And in our area, we don't have much to worry about. Winds about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and really not much to worry about. Certainly no wind chills to be concerned about, as temps are well mild out there for this time of year. Let's take a look at our futurecast. As we go through the evening hours tonight, nothing really to be concerned about. We're going to see mainly clear skies across the area, and pretty relatively calm conditions. Temperatures are going to be in the 20s overnight tonight, even a few low 30s out there. That's above normal, well above normal for this time of year. And then for tomorrow, we're going to deal with a few clouds coming in later on in the afternoon, and there will be some breezes at times, so don't be surprised to see a few breezes here across the area, but really for the most part, conditions going to be pretty calm and mostly sunny through the day. We'll start to get cloudier as we go into Sunday, and tomorrow certainly looks like a nice day before Sunday gets a bit cloudy here across the region. Look at these temps into the 60s, 65 in Oshkosh tomorrow. Wow, beautiful out there, mid-50s in Cheyenne and Wheatland. So pretty nice weather conditions as we go through this time in January. Tonight, clear, quiet, 26, nothing to be concerned about out there weather-wise. Tomorrow, a bit breezy at times. Winds could gust over 40. Not all day. I think there'll be some off and on times of some stronger breezes. 63 your high, and that's just part of our 7-day forecast, which looks really nice after Groundhog Day tomorrow. Then we're going to be cloudy, I think, on Sunday. Certainly more clouds than sun. Temps only in the low 50s. We'll fall back into the 40s Monday, Tuesday, and then colder air comes in. Look at Wednesday, Thursday. Highs in the 20s on Wednesday, rebounding into the 30s Thursday and Friday, and lows could slip into the single digits. So another shot of some colder air comes in for the middle portions of next week.
Arby's 2 for $5 mix and match is here for a limited time. How limited? If I tell you, will you still come right now versus putting it off until oops, the deal is over?
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
When was the last time you were at Teacher's Corner? We're now TC and More. Come see what you've been missing. Clothing, jewelry, flags, home decor, toys, American made. Stop in and see what you've been missing. TC and More, downtown Scottsbluff.
With Viero's entertainment trifecta package, never miss the big play. Work on becoming the new and improved you, or invite friends to compete in the game. Get the power of free. Get 2 new lines of HD Plus and internet service, and we will give you Sling TV, an Air TV player, and a big screen TV, all for free. Get the entertainment trifecta package today. Viera Wireless, keeping you connected to the content you love.
Welcome back. Sentencing has been delayed for a 28-year-old Colorado man who was convicted last December on drug and weapons charges in Scottsbluff County. Justin Knight of Brush, Colorado, was scheduled to be sentenced yesterday morning on charges of possession of methamphetamine more than 140 grams, felon in possession of a firearm, and possession of a defaced firearm. Sentencing was scheduled for 9 a.m. However, defense attorney Bill Matalung was under the weather and unable to represent his client. Knight will be facing a minimum of 20 years in prison on the meth conviction alone, which stems from a January 2018 arrest where deputies found more than 6 ounces of meth in a bust outside of Lucky Keno in Scottsbluff. Knight's new sentencing date has been pushed back to Monday, February 4th at 10:30 a.m. in Scottsbluff County District Court. Well, federal numbers show that Wyoming coal mines lost 137 employees last year amid declining demand for the fuel. The Federal Mine Safety and Health Administration says coal mines in the state produced 304 million tons of coal in 2018. That's down by about 12 million tons from 2017. Travis Dell, the executive director of the Wyoming Mining Association, says that the sector is not consistent from season to season, but mines are holding a steady yearly production count. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, more than half of the country's coal mines have closed since 2008. And a man has been sentenced to 25 to 40 years in prison for the brutal beating of a UNL student. 25-year-old James Price learned his fate this week after being convicted in June on charges of aiding and abetting robbery and assault. Price and Stelson Curry, who earlier received the same prison sentence, attacked the 2 victims as they were walking back to campus in October of 2015. One of the victims was in a coma for a month and spent several more months in the hospital. Well, straight ahead, Alex and Hannah will be in with a recap of the week that was in Ag News. They'll have your Friday 5 right after this on KNEB.TV News.
One of the biggest events of the year. It's the 34th annual KNEB Farm and Ranch Expo, February 8th and 9th at the Scottsbluff County Fairgrounds in Mitchell. Show hours are 8 to 6 on Friday and 9 to 3 on Saturday. Free admission and free parking, and it all starts with a free breakfast on Friday morning from 8 till 10. For more information, including a complete list of vendors, log on to kneb.com. The 34th annual KNEB Farm and Ranch Expo in Mitchell, with your trusted voice in agriculture, KNEB.
The Mixing Bowl in Gearing, serving breakfast and lunch every day using Grandma Ruth's recipes for 5 years. Stop for lunch and try a Cali Turkey BLT or one of our gourmet burgers. Have a homemade cabbage burger or butterball soup on Thursdays, or try our weekend brunch and have cinnamon roll pancakes or the roasted duck Benedict. Stop by the Mixing Bowl on your way to work and grab a freshly baked muffin, Grebel, or Dana Kuga out of our bakery case and a specialty coffee made just for you. The Mixing Bowl, 1945 10th Street in Gearing, bringing great food and great people together.
Care Heilbronn State Farm Agent is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the Western Hearing Clinic Ag Desk. Western Hearing Clinic, the Panhandle's choice for better hearing, helping you hear what matters most.
This just in, agriculture has been named the most valuable player of Super Bowl 53. Coming up on this week's show, I'll be your host, highlighting the MVP's success throughout all 4 quarters of Super Bowl 53. Welcome to this football edition of Friday 5, which is presented by our friends over at the Nebraska Corn Board. Now, before we get to the highlights of each quarter, let's take a quick timeout to check in with Bryce Duskett.
Hey, Alex. Well, the only talk of football here in New Orleans has to do with that controversial call in the playoffs, ultimately prohibiting the Saints from advancing to the Super Bowl. But thousands of cattlemen and cattlewomen are discussing important issues in the beef industry this week. The 2019 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA trade show is expected to have record-breaking attendance of 10,000 plus. We'll have full coverage online, but for now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
The first quarter of the game, agriculture played a quiet but pivotal role. It provided the footballs made in the United States from cowhides. Now, every NFL football is handcrafted and provided by Wilson. They manufacture about 700,000 regulation footballs a year, requiring about 35,000 cowhides. Agriculture turned it up a notch in the second quarter, forcing an electrifying turnover by intercepting bacteria. Now, washing your hands and avoiding cross-contamination are just a few strategies to force bacteria turnovers at your Super Bowl party. Avoid the bacteria danger zone by keeping hot foods hot at 140 degrees or above, and keep cold foods cold at 40 degrees or below. In the third quarter, agriculture kept the chains moving and scored an impressive 3 touchdowns from Nebraska commodities: popcorn, potatoes, and corn. Now, the healthiest touchdown of the 3, that was popcorn. A Nielsen report showed shoppers will spend about $89 million on popcorn and eat about 3.8 million pounds of the snack. And the Snack Food Association estimated that Americans eat some 11.2 million pounds of potato chips and 8.2 million pounds of corn tortilla chips. That totals nearly 20 million pounds of chips. And finally, agriculture finished strong in the final 15 minutes with the help of poultry. Now, wings are a staple of the Super Bowl and many sporting events for that matter. The National Chicken Council's annual wing report estimates that Americans will eat an all-time high of 1.38 billion wings this Super Bowl weekend alone. That figure is up about 27 million wings from 2018. That's enough wings to circle the earth 3 times, and it comes to 4 wings for every man, woman, and child in the United States. From those highlights, it's no surprise that agriculture was named the most valuable player of Super Bowl 53. It's safe to say without agriculture, there would be no Super Bowl. That's a wrap of our football edition of Friday 5, which is presented by the Nebraska Corn Board. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
This is Mike. Mike likes his car. Mike likes to save money. And Mike likes to breathe. So Mike fills up with E15 with 15% American ethanol. The clean octane in E15 gives Mike the performance he wants from his engine and the clean air he wants for his family. Better yet, E15 costs less at the pump. Higher octane, cleaner air, lower cost. E15 sure gives Mike a lot to like. Discover E15 with American ethanol.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
It's a friendly town, that's for sure. Not too big, not too small. Seems like everybody knows your name.
We stick together through thick and thin. That's the way it's always been. 'Cause where we live is still our claim to fame. We love this town, this grand old town. There's not another this
let's take a peek at what's happening on your weekend community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
This chair is way too big. It's perfect for us. This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard. It's perfect for me. This bed is way too soft. Just what I needed. This bed is just right. So come on over to Leaf Heads.
It is never too early to start planning for retirement, and working with an experienced financial advisor can put you on the right path.
At Platte Valley Investment Center, our team of financial advisors will work with you every step of the way to maximize your retirement income.
Call me, Jody Rosiska, or Rick Morehouse, financial advisors, to set up your free, no-obligation consultation.
Raymond James Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Life well planned.
And finally tonight, before we break for the weekend, it's once again time to honor the Platte Valley Company's Star Student of the Week. For this week's Star Student of the Week, it required an all-school assembly at Lincoln Elementary in Gering. PVC associate Kathy Fogel read off the accolades of this week's honoree, which include showing grit, determination, and always taking pride in her work.
She wants to succeed and knows what it takes to do it. When a challenge arrives, she's determined to work through it. Is Kara Schlotthauer here today? Come on up, Kara.
Principal Angela Barker said that all of these seemingly small actions all add up, and people do take notice.
You know, one of the things that Ms. Steele said about Kara here is that she's very humble. That means that she doesn't go around expecting anything. She does her job, and she does it without anyone noticing, even though we do notice Kara.
Kara Schlotthauer was shocked that she was even nominated for the Star Student of the Week, but says the occasion was extra special because her parents and grandparents were on hand. Afterwards, it was time for a little Q&A to find out what makes this Star Student tick.
So, Kara, were you surprised this morning to be nominated for Star Student of the Week?
Yes.
What made that nomination special?
Just that my family was here, and that really.
You sound like a very determined individual. What makes you that way?
Trying to do my best and helping others.
Kara says she keeps busy in the summer by playing softball, and in 4-H shows pigs and cows. And she was definitely emotional after winning Star Student of the Week, but explains why.
It's just really what I do when something happens that I wasn't expecting that I'm really proud of.
And it sounds like you do all the right things. Is that kind of from your upbringing from your parents?
Mm-hmm.
Or do they try and teach you how to do the right thing?
They just teach me not to lie and try and do my hardest.
Congratulations once again to Lincoln Elementary 4th grader Kara Schlotthauer, the Platte Valley Company's Star Student of the Week. And if you'd like to nominate a deserving K-12 student to be the next Star Student of the Week, you can find nomination forms online at www.pvbank.com. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.